You made a new hire, and so follows the paperwork. This quick how-to video should leave you feeling confident that you have your bases covered so you can move forward with what's most important, getting your new hire up to speed so they can start making an impact. New hire forms fall into two major categories: federal and state forms, which are required by law, and standard new hire forms, which are specific to your company's human resources operations. Combined, these forms make up our new hire forms checklist, which will look something like this: Form I-9, W-4, state new hire tax forms, new hire reporting, offer letter, employment agreement, employee handbook acknowledgement, direct deposit authorization. Now let's go through these forms together. Form I-9. The Form I-9 verifies a new hire's identity and their eligibility to work in the U.S. It has an employee and an employer section, with the employees required to complete their portion by the first day of their employment. Employers must physically examine identification documents the employee provides and complete the form no later than 3 days after they start employment. This form is the big one, and it's worth reading the instructions provided by the Department of Homeland Security to ensure you're staying compliant here, as there are some pretty hefty penalties for both unintentional mistakes and willful noncompliance. W-4 form. The W-4 tells you, the employer, how much to withhold from an employee's pay for the correct federal income tax. Every employee should complete this when they are hired and must submit an updated W-4 if they ever want to change their withholding. State tax forms. Many states have their own form for withholding state income tax. You should visit your state's revenue site to learn about what forms are required in your state. New hire reporting. You'll need to let your state government know that you've made a new hire. Where to send this info, the time frame, and any additional reporting requirements vary by state. Check out the Office of Child Support Enforcement website for details on what to do in your state. Standard new hire forms. Add these other standard new hire forms to your onboarding checklist. An offer letter that includes type of employment, compensation, benefits, and start date. An employment agreement that outlines the rights and responsibilities of both you and the employee. These are more detailed agreements in the offer and may include a non-disclosure and non-compete obligations. An employee handbook with an acknowledgment receipt that the employee has received and reviewed. A direct deposit authorization form so you know where to send employee paychecks. Emergency contact information to keep on file. Benefits information like plan summaries and enrollment instructions and forms. You may have additional policy acknowledgments you want to include that are specific to your company, such as a commissions policy or internet usage policy. Lastly, new hire forms are admittedly pretty dry, but onboarding shouldn't be. At CareerPlug, we include a get-to-know-you questionnaire in our onboarding process, so we can help break the ice while introducing our new hire to the company. Here are some of the questions we include. Introduce yourself, elevator pitch style. What core value stood out the most to you and why? What are you passionate about? What's your favorite hometown meal? If you could visit anywhere in the world you've never been, where would you go? And what's the last great book you read? Creating a system for new hire forms. Once you've decided what paperwork you want to include and what tasks or experiences you want to bring to a new employee's onboarding, create a checklist to hold yourself accountable and create a repeatable process for the future. If you don't have a formal onboarding system, a Google document will often do. At CareerPlug, all of our onboarding is paperless. That means we don't bother with printed new hire packets, but have all forms online for new hires to review, complete, and sign electronically. Find a system that works for you and test it out from the new hire's perspective so you understand their experience. When you envision your new hire's first day, remember to think beyond the paperwork. How will they understand your company culture? How will their coworkers get to know them? How will they feel welcome in your work environment? How will they know the expectations and milestones of their training? Thanks for joining me on this journey to become a hiring expert. Until next time.